What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Double A Half here. This is obviously another one about Cynthia G. None other than bald-headed, crazy-looking Cynthia G. At it again. What else is new? So, I'm doing this video because obviously she's talking about the recent shooting, but it's just interesting to me how, for someone that hates quote-unquote black men so goddamn much and think black men are so inept, she never hesitates to cast blame on the quote-unquote black men and say, oh, you're responsible, you should have did this. Normally people that share the same thoughts that she portrays it, or she tries to act like she does, they don't look and hold people accountable. Those same people. Because obviously they say, well, if you're that inept, why am I even going to waste my time trying to hold you accountable? Like it's pointless. So, obviously, it's like I've said before, she's crazy as hell, and somebody definitely hurt her in her life, and she tries to take it out this way. But it's just pathetic. But anyway, but her material. Sorry, hold on. Her material adds great context for me to comment on, so that's why I do her videos. So now she's about to start talking about the case, whatever. I'm going to chime in. And again, typically I write stuff down before I do videos that I want to touch on. But this one, I don't have to. For the most part, whenever I do a video about Cynthia G, I don't have to. Because the shit she says is so like inflammatory and irresponsible that I don't have to write it down. Because once I hear it again, I'm just going to remember like, oh yeah, that's the crazy bullshit she was talking about. So let's go.
Society shows that you don't have any victories at all, and you think you're celebrating one thing, but roll in, here's the next hashtag. I'm surprised that we're even talking about this and hashtagging this, because usually these situations that involve black females, whether they're children or not, they get swept under the rug. They don't get as much attention, and we know that because we just had the Brianna Taylor situation, and we can compare it to George.
See, Cynthia G, you think you're so fucking smart, and you're not, and it's sad. But let me explain this to people who may not understand and maybe coming from the same perspective of Cynthia G. When quote unquote black women and black young girls get killed and stuff like that, it doesn't get the same traction as other like quote unquote like when black men get killed. Yes, that's true. But do you want to know why, Cynthia G? It's because, and I said this before, and you'll never admit it, Cynthia G, because that goes against your whole fucking platform. The black woman isn't the threat. I'll repeat, the black woman isn't the threat. No matter how many college degrees y'all get, no matter how many white collar corporate jobs you get, no matter how many VP positions you get, you're not the threat. You're not the threat. Therefore, there's no reason to put it out there that one of you got killed or something like that, because it's not really going to galvanize. You can't. It doesn't. There's no power behind it. It doesn't sway anything. But now, when you're killing the threat, the black man, even though that most people will sit there and say, "Oh, the black man's not a threat. He's at the bottom of the totem pole," but that just goes to show you the power that is in the quote unquote black man. Okay, George Floyd got killed. Quote unquote, struggling drug addict. But there was way more power behind his killing. Way more. And it's because we are the threat. So you don't have to act like you don't know anymore. I just told you, Cynthia G. The black man is the threat, and no matter what, will always be the threat. And the woman will never be seen as the threat. Therefore, there's always going to be way more power and energy behind one of us getting killed than when you getting killed. But again, this isn't about comparing, or trying to, appraise black people's lives in juxtaposition to male and female regard. That's not the case. That's not what I'm doing this for. That's just the answer to the question. But I already know, me saying that turned off a whole lot of people, simp dudes and freaking liberal women out there. I already know that. But the truth hurts, and the truth divides. So so be it.
Floyd. George Floyd got significantly more attention, and even Brianna Taylor's boyfriend. And
well, that's true too. And as it pertains to the George Floyd case, it got more attention because it happened. I think it was like Memorial Day weekend. Obviously, we see the video of George Floyd actually getting killed. You know, it's the video itself. There's people kneeling on his neck, his back, and then there's a group of people interacting with the police. We actually see George Floyd die on camera in the street, as opposed to Brianna Taylor. Brianna Taylor's case happened months before. She was killed months before George Floyd died. Now, we talk about it as if they both happened around the same time, but no, she died months before. And again, in her case, we don't have the video footage of her getting shot up. Okay, we don't see her get shot up on camera. So there's a difference. Okay, and then again, no one likes to talk about this too. But she was in the wrong place at the wrong time, because she put herself in that position. You know, she was dealing with drug dealing dudes and dudes that was living wrong, and then she became an accessory. She became an accessory to that, and again, it's unfortunate what happened to her. But you live that life. You want to run around with the thug type niggas. You want to run around with all these thugs. They down and they some real niggas and shit like that. And then when you get shot up on some of their bullshit, then what? You chose that life. You run in those circles. That's what can happen to you.
Happened with him overshadowed Brianna Taylor.
No, actually, it didn't overshadow Breonna Taylor. And I know, honestly, what happened, George Floyd, actually, his killing helped boost the Breonna Taylor killing. Because no one knew about Breonna Taylor's killing outside of Louisville until George Floyd happened. Breonna Taylor hitched a ride onto the George Floyd storyline. That's what really happened. So, oh my God, Cynthia, you think that you're so smart. You try to speak in such an eloquent way, but then you say dumb shit. It's just a waste. It's a waste. Because obviously you're not using your fucking brain. And this isn't even like a fucking equation. We got to study for. This is real simple. She got killed months before George Floyd did. She didn't get traction until George Floyd died. But you're gonna sit here and say that George Floyd overshadowed her? No. This is how George Floyd's death could have overshadowed her. If George Floyd died first, months before Breonna Taylor, but then we're still talking about George Floyd even though Breonna Taylor died. We're still talking about that's overshadowing. Okay? Because the most recent incident is being overshadowed by the one that happened already. His was the most recent. His was the most relevant. And like I said, again, his gave hers legs. Yo.
It seems like all we care about is these hashtag situations involving black men that black men don't do anything about. When we look at these
that black men don't do anything about. Says the same woman that says that black men have no resources, no power, no nothing. So, no, I don't agree with that wholeheartedly. But if she truly believes that, then why is she looking to the black man to do anything? What do you think that the black man could do without all of those things, Cynthia?
Protests, we don't see black men out there putting their foot down and saying, you know what?
You want to know why you don't see black men? Hold on, let me rewind this so I can hear it all in entirety, and then I'll answer that.
Situations involving black men that black men don't do anything about. When we look at these protests, we don't see black men out there putting their foot down and saying, you know what, this has got to stop. This is.
You know why you don't see black men out there doing that? And again, I'll rephrase this. I'll leave it the way it is. You know why you don't see black men out there doing that? And I know there's some people going to be like, oh, no, I see black men at those. Those are simps. Okay, those are simps. Those are fucking simps out there. And a lot of them are gay. But so you want to know why you don't see black men like myself and others out there doing that? And at these protests? Because, well, I know what those protests really are about. I know that they're BLM sponsored. I know that they're just trying to cause anarchy. I know that they use these people as foot soldiers to ultimately break the society as we know it, this capitalist society, and replace it with a socialist society. I understand that. I also understand what the difference between capitalism and socialism is. I understand that too. So now because of that, I know I don't want no parts of that. Now, second, I know there's some people out there, brothers, that don't do it, and they can't tell you they don't do it because of the reasons why I just laid out. They don't do it because it doesn't feel right. And that's because they know, they can feel it. These men can feel it, that this BLM bullshit is just that. You know, think about it. Or maybe they went to one and it was like, why are there so many damn white people here and so many fucking gays here? Like, what is this really about? You know what I mean? What is this really about? So that's why you don't see black men out there, because that's a whole bunch of bullshit. And also, real men understand that the protest ain't gonna do shit. It ain't gonna do shit. Protesting is just like begging. That's what that is. And I'm not for begging. You know, I'm control. I know that there's many things that we need to do, and being out there protesting, you know, using our resources to do that when it's not going to bear any fruit, or the fruit that it bears are going to be so small compared to the fruit that we can actually bear by doing what we need to be doing, which is, you know, restoring the black man at the head of his house, and by extension the head of the community, by teaching our kids the power of the family unit, the nuclear family, by teaching the community how to be a community, how to reinvest in itself, how to do for itself. This isn't new stuff, man. This isn't new. This ain't new. But we are so far from it that it seems foreign. You know? It's real simple. That's what we gotta do. We have to control our own fucking shit. You know, be your own police force. Then you don't gotta worry about a racist killing. You know? You're still gonna have to worry about crooked cops, but you don't have to worry about, was it racially driven?
Going to stop by any means necessary. We never see black men doing that. They're not the main presence at the protest. They don't verbally.
I told you why, but again, Cynthia, you're supposed to be fucking smart. You're supposed to be educated. So why didn't you ask that question? Huh? Why are you saying it's supposed to be? Sound like fucking Amarion, you silly ass wench. Why you not bright enough to ask the question? Well, why aren't black men at these protests? Why are they the minority at these protests? That's the question you should be asking, because you already know that they're not there. So now we want to know why they aren't there. And I just told you why I'm not there, and men that think like me why we're not there. And I told you why other dudes, because subconsciously I guarantee that they know there's a whole lot of bitch ass feminine energy at these BLM movements. A whole bunch of dudes standing on cars, you know, dancing in the street and shit like that, looking like a whole bunch of fucking fools, accomplishing fucking nothing. Real men are solution-oriented thinkers, and that's not a solution. Protesting isn't a fucking solution. But you don't think like that. Want to know why, Cynthia? Because you don't think. That's it. And that wasn't even like an in-depth thought. That was the next question in a series of questions that people would normally ask when they're trying to do something. So apparently you have no capabilities of deduction. You can't do that. So if that's the case, stop fucking talking about shit that you can't fucking talk about.
Express it. They don't physically express it. Every single time this happens, they drop the ball. They sit up on.
Hey, I'm Talon, and this is Rumpus, and I'm going to show you how to start an online t-shirt business. Let's go. First, go to Shopify.com.
On social media, they make justifications for it. They basically engage in the same narrative that right-wing people of no color engage in, where they say that he should have complied or what have you. Why is it that we're okay accepting the notion that non-compliance for black people is fatal?
Non-compliance for anyone potentially could be fatal. You know? Very, very simple this is, and it doesn't have to be about color. Now I get it. People always want to go to it about color, and they say, oh, you know, they're killing us at an alarming rate, yada 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 yada. People's actions are important. like it's like no matter what we did, well, he didn't have to die for it. Tell me, then it might be easier for quote unquote black people, or let me rephrase that, for quote unquote liberal blacks to be able to tell me what can a nigga get killed over? That's what I want to know. What can a nigga get killed over? And if you're so enraged about them getting killed by the cops over what you might want to call little things, I know where I'm going to take it. You know where I'm going to take it. Then how come you're not enraged over niggas getting killed by even smaller things in the hood. Huh? Like, I don't get it. And I know people are like, oh, you trying to use the black on black crime. No, but it's true. But I do understand that, people that live near each other commit crimes where they live. So obviously black on black crime is going to be a thing, just like white on white crimes. People commit crimes around the people that they live. I get that. But at the rate that we're doing it, should that be acceptable? For the reasons that it's happening, should that be acceptable? Because every time, it's about the police, it's about, it's the rate that's happening at. Okay. Did he have to shoot the girl in the back 4 times? Did they have to? And Jacob Blake didn't even die. But then niggas talk about that nigga like he dead, like he fucking dead. But same rules apply. Oh, did he have to? Look. Did Deshaun have to shoot Tyreek in the face over a gram of coke? Huh? Did he? You know what I'm saying? Huh? Did Ray have to shoot Blakey in the back? You know what I'm saying? Because the nigga lost in craps and the nigga got mad? Huh? Exactly. No. A lot of them shits don't have to happen. The straight bullets that's killing little kids in parks. You know what I'm saying? Where's the outrage over that? Huh? That's something little too, right? But there's no outrage. I'm just saying be consistent. Obviously, we're never going to get rid of black on black crime. Like, I get that. I fully understand that. But what I'm saying is, how much of it are we willing to tolerate? Because it seems like all of it's tolerable. That's what it appears to be to me. But I get it. We don't want to tolerate the police brutality and stuff like that. But also, and me either. I'm not trying to tolerate all of it. Like, some of it is just like, whoa, what the fuck? Like Philando Castillo. That was wrong. All up and down. That was just completely wrong. But these other ones, somewhat justified. They put their life in harm's way like that. And then try to do stupid things. And that happens.
Compliance for black people is a death sentence. Why are we okay with that? Why do we sit there and even discuss whether or not this person resisted or complied when we know we can look at other communities and see that the same thing doesn't happen? So black men have no problem with...
Oh, see, and again, she's just talking right here. There's no solutions. Look, we could look at other communities and see that this doesn't happen. Okay, well, look. You have quote-unquote white people policing white people, and then you have quote-unquote white people policing black people. Now, say you were a talking monkey, all right? And I said that to you. And I said, well, which one do you think was going to cause the most issues? I'm pretty sure the talking monkey with the fucking tambourine in his hand could say, oh, the one where the white people police the black people. Because that's basic. It's basic. So what's the solution to that? Police ourselves. But do you hear her saying that? No. All you hear is bitching and complaining about some shit or for no solutions. That's all. Yo, people that listen to Cynthia G, because I know niggas do too. And y'all niggas need to be ashamed of yourselves. Don't get me wrong. I make videos on it, but I'm not out here listening. What happens is YouTube, y'all know how YouTube works. It shows me her video because I make videos about her. And then I read the title. And then I was like, what the fuck is this bitch going to... Because I already know the direction that she's going to go. But I'm just always very curious to see how the fuck she's going to spin it that way. And then, and it never fails. I'm like, wow, she actually fucking, spins it that way and then gets, 40,000 people to fucking like the video. And it's like, wow, that is alarming. Very, very alarming.
These things happening, because you have some of them who refuse to do anything about it. They'll sit up and make these excuses and basically tell you how they're scared and they're powerless to verbally, legally, physically, or anything do something about this. And then half of them will be sitting up justifying and talking about they should have complied. So when I
look, if you do something wrong, be a man about your shit and comply. It's that simple. If you do something wrong and you don't want to be a man about your shit, then you got to handle whatever comes your way. Okay? Man up. Man up, man. And I wouldn't expect a woman like her to fucking understand that simple concept either.
see this situation, I see yet another situation that black men allowed. Yet another situation where black men failed to put out the message that they will not tolerate this behavior. Yet another instance where you have people of no color, specifically the men and often a lot of the women doing it too, showing how there has never been a time where black men protected their community. There's never been a time.
Okay, you heard what she just said? She said there's never been a time where black men protected their community. Let me rewind this back before I go in on that
Specifically the men and often a lot of the women doing it too, showing how there has never been a time where black men protected their community. There's never.
Okay, so first and foremost, there's been many a times where black men protected their community. Black men have always been the protectors of the community. And we can go back in time and look at this recent history, how Crips and Blood started. They didn't start out just as, normal gang banging. They were protecting the community. And then I was going to say evolved, but I think it's more fitting to say devolved into what they are now. But they started out with a very righteous cause. Look at the Black Panthers. Same thing. Looking at the community. Look at the Nation of Islam. They have the fruit of Islam protecting the community. Like, what are you talking about? What are you fucking talking about? You're so rancid, and toxic. Oh my God. I'm the fact that she's all the way in Washington and she still spews this hatred. It's disgusting. Cynthia G is fucking disgusting. You want to talk about modern quote unquote black men, because look, I could talk right on with you about a lot of these niggas out here doing a tomfoolery. But now you want to make egregious statements such as there's never been a time in history where black men protected their community? Bitch, you must be fucking smoking. You must be fucking smoking. Okay? Because now that's just disrespectful. The UNIA, led by Marcus Garvey. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? Many times, all the time throughout history, black men have been the leaders and protectors of their fucking community up until the matriarch took over. So what are you talking about? This bitch said never. I just named literally a handful, and I can keep going. But obviously, I'm not the one that needs to read the book. She is, and whoever is listening to her and taking that shit as gospel, open up a fucking book. Black men never protect their fucking community in history. Oh my God, man. Come on.
Been a time where they were given a consequence for doing anything, so why wouldn't this happen? So y'all, I've been on this hair care.
You know what's funny? She's always showing this hair care shit, but she always got this $2 weave on. Got this wig on her fucking head. All the goddamn time. Like, what was that cartoon show? And the chick had a wig. Oh, y'all ever seen Courage the Cowardly Dog? And that nigga Eustace fucking mother got a baldy just like Eustace, and she always put the wig on. That's Cynthia G. Cynthia G, the black version of Eustace Baggs' mother. Always showing this hair care product shit. Bitch, your hair ain't even real. So what? You putting this in the fucking weave? Like, you putting this on the wig? Like, come on, man. Like, get the fuck out of here. No one wants to see this shit.
And the next morning,
get the fuck out of here. Damn well you don't got no hair on your fucking head.
Lidl must have reduced overheads. Or they train exotic birds to smuggle avocados straight from the tropics.
By us. And I know that a lot of people are going to say, well, why are you blaming black men for this? Black men didn't do this. This ain't no.
See, and this is again, you can come to the same almost conclusion as certain people, but the way you get there is so wrong that is the problem. For instance, she is blaming black men, but the reason why she's blaming them is wrong. For what happened in this shooting with this girl, and with most things that happen, I blame the black man, but not because of the stupid ass fucking, I can't even call it logic. It's absent of logic. But the stupid ass scenarios that she comes up with in her mind, you understand something. In my view, I blame the black man for the 16-year-old girl getting shot because obviously the report said that she was adopted. So I don't know what the father was, but I can say that he failed his daughter. In most of these cases, I can say that the father failed. And Dante Wright, your father failed you. Your father didn't teach you how to be responsible and accountable. Obviously. Because if he did, he wouldn't have been in that situation. And then let alone tried to fucking run away from that situation. So yes, I can sit here and say I blame the quote-unquote black man. Why? Because that's the solution. That's the solution. When you have an issue with a kingdom, you don't go and speak to the nobleman. You go and speak to the king. You go straight to the king. And you speak to that king about it. That's how you address issues. Okay? You go to the fucking root. All right? I'm not going to go and talk to the queen when I need to talk to the king. So yes, I do blame the black man. But again, it's for two totally different reasoning from where she's trying to go and coming from with that shit. Hers don't even fucking add up. Okay? Hers, she just likes to start at the end and then work her way backwards. Mine, you can go front to back and back to forth for mine. Because it's all going to go the same way. Because that's how it's supposed to go. There's order. There's order. Okay? There's order. When there's order, you follow the fucking order. Okay? So, yes, black man. You are the issue in these cases. Okay? Got to do better. And I don't know, obviously, all the details about why she was adopted or how she was adopted or whatever the case may be. I don't know, but I do know that a man did get a woman pregnant, and she's the production of that. Okay, and I know that those parents weren't in that girl's life. So, that's that.
Black men, what do you expect black men to do? I expect you to do something. I expect you to do something. But bitch, you the same one that every video you make, you're talking about how black men literally can't do anything. That's what you say. They have no resources. Why would I date a black man? But then you say I expect you to do. Like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Okay? We tired of your ass. We tired of your ass, bitch. You just fucking smacking your gums. All right? All this time, you out here making videos, smacking your fucking gums when you need to be trying to figure out that hair issue you got going on. Because obviously those hair products, I hope bitches that be watching your videos ain't buying them shits. I hope to God they not. Unless that's for your wig. Because if it's for your wig, then I get it. You know what I'm saying? If they got the wigs and they want to have their wigs popping and shit like yours, then hey, by all means, get that wig game popping. But if it's about for the real hair, bitch, how the fuck you a spokesperson for some hair care products when you ain't got no fucking hair? Like, what the fuck? You dead ass a bald-headed liar out here, and you got these women fucking following you. It don't make no damn sense. And some of y'all niggas too. And yeah, and I'm on to y'all niggas, simp-ass niggas. I'm on to y'all. This bitch a fucking bald-headed hair care peddler. Like, what the fuck? The shit don't even add up. You to get a movement going where you show that this is not going to be tolerated. But see, the thing of it is, black men make... Well, I will say this. In the case of this girl that got killed in Columbus, what case can I make to any law authority saying I won't tolerate that. I won't tolerate a girl picking up a knife, going to kill another girl, and then the cop killing her. I won't tolerate that. There's no reason for black men to come and say that we're not going to tolerate that. Because, that wouldn't make any sense. Dante Wright. I know that police officer that shot him, she's probably definitely going to serve some time. Now, how much time, I don't know. But she's definitely, gonna. You can't shoot somebody, whether you think it's a taser or not. So she's definitely gonna have to do something with that. But again, the nigga's gone because of the decision that he made. He made that decision to try to run away from the cops. And I said this in the video that I did on him. Not only did he put his life in danger, he put the girl, his girlfriend was in a car. If it would have turned into a shootout, the girlfriend could have got shot the fuck up, lost her fucking life. And what her parents gonna do? Blame the cops? Or should they be blaming fucking Dante? They should be blaming Dante. And not only that, the nigga got shot and drove off and crashed. The bitch could have died in a car crash. Who should the cops? Who should the parents blame? The cops? Or should they be blaming Dante and Dante's parents? Or themselves for allowing their daughter to date a guy
that will do something like that.
Known all day, every day, all over social media that they don't care about Black women and children anyway. They don't care anything about it. And to me, this is just another situation to show us, but nobody's going to have that discussion. When we sit up here and talk about these hashtags, do you think we're going to talk about why this keeps happening to our community as opposed to other communities? Do you think we're going to have an honest discussion about the fact that Black men allow anybody to come into the community and do anything because they don't feel it's their responsibility as men in the community to protect it from outsiders? Do you think we're going to
Look, the quote-unquote community, Cynthia, as I've said many, many times, is run by women. The strong, independent Black women. So y'all run the communities. So now you've over here saying, oh, the men. And there aren't that many men in the community because a lot of these men are offshoots from lack of order. All right, I went over the circle. Strong, independent woman. Lays down with a dude. Gets pregnant. Doesn't get married. You know, has gets welfare, gets food stamps, gets another dude to knock her up. Keep on going. She raises these two kids, a girl and a boy. The boy, all he sees is his mother saying, "I'm strong, independent. I do my own. I got my own shit. Yada yada." And all these things is trifling. They trifling. They don't pay no child support. Trifling. That's what he sees growing up. So he's literally ruled over by a whole lot of feminine energy. Okay, and then also that energy, as he gets older, a lot of times these women try to quell that energy, try to quell it. That's why a lot of these Black boys in the hood, growing up in a single parent household with only the mother, they be quiet as hell and be shy as hell, and don't want to look you in the face, don't want to look you in the eye when you say what's up to them. You know what I'm saying? They shy as hell and be like, what the fuck's wrong with that little nigga? You know what I'm saying? You act like a little punk, shit like that. And I don't mean like 5 years old. I mean these niggas be like fucking preteens and teenagers and shit. Like what the fuck is that about, man? But that's what happens. They breed and they create the same men that they bitch about, and then now they bitch about them not protecting the community. They don't understand how to protect. First of all, the community ain't yours because there ain't no such thing as a Black community. That's number one. So before they could have a community to protect, they have to build and create one. And unfortunately, the Black woman is not capable of doing that.
Have an honest discussion where Black men say, well, you're right, we have dropped the ball. We're too busy running around here focusing on money and sex and snow bunnies and child support and complaining and whining and crying because we feel like there's injustices against us that we do nothing about, so we can't possibly even think about protecting our communities. Are we going to ignore the fact that Black men already know that they don't have a free pass to run up in anybody's community and do anything, and even Black officers know that just because they have a badge, which is the same thing that men of no color have, it doesn't give them a right to do anything to anybody in their community, because even with that regard, Muhammad Noor's case showed that they will prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law. Black men don't show any desire to protect their community. And just by virtue of the fact that Black men already know, whether they're an officer or a regular citizen, that they do not have a right to go into anybody's community.
Why would she even put this? This dude says she over here stabbing someone in front of the police. Y'all need to really stop with this. This is justified, which is correct. That's correct. 15 likes, that's correct. And then this girl, so multiple people come to your home to harm you? Are you telling us you're not going to defend yourself? No, that's not what he said. You fucking idiot. That's not. He said she over here stabbing someone in front of the police. And I've said this before. She's the one that called the cops. If you're going to defend yourself, defend yourself. The cops don't got to get involved in that. They don't got to get involved with that. That's like if someone's talking crazy and I'm like, come through, we're going to shoot the fade, or I'm coming to you, nigga. Because I'm going to whoop you up in front of your peoples, all right? I'm going to beat your ass in front of your people, right? Then I go, before I go over there, I call the cops. And I still have every intent on fighting when I get there. Like, that doesn't add up. If we're going to fight, we're going to fight. If I'm going to defend myself, I'm going to defend myself. If I'm not, I'm going to call the cops. That's just it. You don't do both. You don't do both. It didn't make sense. That's why I said allegedly when I first found out that she called the cops. It didn't make sense that someone that's willing to fight and do all of that she was doing in that video will be the one to call the cops. Doesn't make sense to me. And I don't even know why she would put this comment up here, because yes, bitch, you have multiple people coming to your house. Yeah, you're not going to defend yourself? Look, you don't have to defend yourself. You called the cops. That's your defense. They're coming already. What are you talking about?
Specifically people of no colors, and make one of them a hashtag or anything without consequence, that alone says men of no color have successfully, throughout history, shown that they will protect their community. So people can run around and use these rare situations and say, oh, well, women of no color.
PPP loans help small businesses get back on their feet. But did you know they also help...
Ain't protected by the man. Look, you can do...
So I'm reading this. Yeah, should have called the cops.
But at the end of the day, black men already know in their soul
it's not complicated, but
that they don't get to go
to
you hear
this Cynthia G just babbling, trying to make it complicated, talking about some other shit that got nothing to do with this. If she just wants to sit here and say, oh, black men, I blame you for this because, where was her father at? I'm totally with you on that, Cynthia G. But you can't even make that layup. Okay, like you can't even do that. You're talking about all this other shit that got nothing to do with this. And even when you want to, castigate the black man, you're not even doing it properly.
Else's community and do anything, and that is because men of no color have shown that. Men of no color have shown that if you even walk through my community...
Justified? I bet no charges get filed. That's how justified it is. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. No, and that is justified. Like you fucking idiot. The people are so stupid. You not going to pull a taser when someone chasing people in life. Exactly.
I.e. Jonathan Pendleton. That's why y'all running around crying foul, mad, and crying because a black man got pushed because he was too little, but he was walking through a community trying to run amok, and a man of no colors came and said...
I forgot she even said this part. Okay, I was about to end the video, but hold on. I'm gonna address with this shit, and then I'm gonna end it. Because I forgot she said this. And if y'all didn't see the Jonathan Pendleton case in South Carolina, North Carolina, one of the Carolinas, some skinny black dude was walking around, and allegedly he said that he lived in that neighborhood. Now, he didn't live on that block, but he was just walking around. It was a nice day. He was walking around. Now, I'm inclined to believe that the dude lived in that neighborhood. I have no reason not to at this point. But the way that Cynthia's going to talk about it, that's how you know she has this vile hate for quote unquote black men that she'll just say shit that's not true.
And crying
like, listen to
because a black man got pushed because he was too little, but he was walking through a community trying to run amok, and a man of no...
Trying to run amok. Now that's something that black people always say that white people would do, and characterizing black people. She said trying to run amok. The dude was just walking. By himself with a shorts on, short sleeve shirt on, and some like Vans shoes. Trying to run amok, Cynthia? Oh man.
Colors came and said, no, we protect our community. You ain't even supposed to be here. You don't get to run amok. I'm not gonna get...
He wasn't running amok again. And number two, that's not what happened. The dude was drunk. The dude that came out was drunk. And the victim even said it. He said it. He smelled the alcohol on the dude's breath. That big quote unquote white dude, the military guy, came out, and tried to be all hoorah with a little skinny black dude. That's what it comes to. But again, the nigga was just walking, wasn't running amok. So Cynthia, you should be embarrassed that you're gonna sit here and just try to say stuff like that. That's how I know you love white men. That's how I know you love white men, but you hate the black man. I know. Now you need to stop living stop with this facade and just let the truth come out. The truth will set you free, Cynthia, and let the truth be known about your hair too. That should have set you free too.
give you the opportunity. I'm going to check you before you even think about the possibility of doing something to anybody in my community.
So wait, was he running amok or was he not? Like, well, what?
So it's funny how, in one breath, black men will run around and say that a black man can't even walk through a person of no color's community without being quote unquote harassed. But then in the same breath, they'll sit up here and talk about men of no color don't protect their community. It seems like Jonathan Pendleton was protecting his community, and that's why y'all running around crying foul.
No, he wasn't protecting his community. Because again, that black dude was not a threat. He was non-threatening. Okay, he wasn't. Now, if I would have been walking around the community, you know, with like a fucking a book bag on or like a stick in my hand, then that's a potential threat. That's a potential threat. You know what I'm saying? And then on another note, if Jonathan Pendleton would have came out on me, there would have been a whole different story. Because we would have had to fight. And 9 times out of 10, since I'm in the South, I would have had the strap on me. So if that nigga would have tried some funny style shit, he would have got blasted. Period.
So we can never have a genuine discussion, an honest discussion about what's going on here.
Cynthia, we can't have an honest. Well, first of all, you can't have an honest discussion ever because you're not even honest with your fucking wig. You're trying to peddle hair care products. Are you talking about honesty? Yo, enough is enough, man. But that's all I got to say on this. She keeps on going, and I could keep on going, but it's the same bullshit. Like, she literally just makes shit up out of thin air that literally contradicts everything that she says. And, you know, obviously, I'd make this video for quote-unquote black men to understand, like, that Cynthia G is real. And she got real subscribers and followers. And that means that these women like and agree with what she's saying. So, yes, don't be fooled. A lot of the quote-unquote black women out here are just as fucking crazy and bugged out of their minds as this bitch. So, you know, be wary of that, man. Unfortunately, a lot of these black women are not your friends. You know, a lot of them are your fucking enemies. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them are your fucking enemies. When their mind is set up like Cynthia G's, that's a fucking enemy. Okay, don't get it twisted. That's an enemy. But that's all, man.